Maayong hapon mga kasugbo. Welcome sa lain sa natong edisyon sa atong pagsusi, pagtuki, pagsusi o pagsuta na sayo noon ko. In English is check, verify, and validate. Maayong hapon mga kasugbo. Uban nato karong adlaw ang atong CPDO officer, ang atong city planning officer, city planning and development officer, way lain kundi si architect Yumi Espina. May hapon, Yumi.
May hapon, Cerwin, og pasalamat ko na imo kong gipa-appeal ron.
It's always a pleasure.
Pagsusi.
Amo.
Og pagsuta.
Sa to patukion na to. Atong susihon, yung ato yung sutaon.
Okay.
So mo ni ang murakintang konsepto ni ining programa nato dinhi sa Sugboanon channel nga ako na karon ang mo anchor, and of course later on ang atong mga batan-on nga mga anchor sila si Kir Kuhina ug si Rhea Ardimer would also be our alternate kinta nga mga anchors.
Okay.
Ato yun sa lang i-train nga kamao yun sila bang mo
Tuki.
Mususi, musuta. Anyway, mga kaigsunan, ang atong discussion karon is about, in general, the waterfront development sa atong dakbayan sa Subo. But focus ta sa kaning heritage area sa atong dakbayan. Ug unsa may mga giplano sa atong City Planning Office para ma-realize ang mga innovations unya sa atong heritage area, especially sa plano nga i-pedestrianize the whole downtown area. Unsa may meaning anang pedestrianize? Sa ato pa tao maglakaw, wa na yung mga sakyanan. Mao ba gyud na ato na rong sabton sa atong edisyon karon sa atong PPP pagtuki, pagsusi, pagsuta uban ni Architect Yumi Espina. Okay. Architect Yumi?
Okay.
Yes. So what are we talking about today?
Actually, this concept of pedestrianization, atong imong giingon no, mga lakaw, pero di manggunin nato.
Ato sa hangiyon si Kir atong ipakita ko nung third slide, Kir.
Sige.
Diretso ta sa third slide para ang atong mga tigpaminaw, ang mga nagtanaw, nasad sila makita kinta nga mga images para masabtan nila. Unsa man ni Architect Yumi?
Mao ni siyang the whole waterfront area composed of tulo ka economic drivers.
Okay.
So tanaw nato, we need to revitalize this waterfront area because it is very prominent and very as a large potential for the city.
Okay.
So economic drivers first in the north kaning sa North Reclamation Area, we'd like it to be a creative innovation and technology district.
Okay.
More on kanang digital technologies.
Okay.
Creatives, no? Naaman tayo daghan ng creative industries nga ni, animation, even furniture
Most
design.
of the talents even in the United States, like in Hollywood.
Yes.
Ang mga animators nila, walang takaibaw, mga Pilipino na sila.
Daghan kayo sa Pixar, sa Disney. They are hiring Filipinos.
I was surprised. Duwa sa Amerika gitrabaho. Dinhi sa Pilipinas gitrabaho.
Yes.
Gihatag na lang sa mga direktor nila,
digital na ron. Internet.
So this area would comprise the northern part of the pier, no?
Yeah, kanang dapit sa kanang Block 27 o SM North. O the whole area until Galleria, mao na siyang North Reclamation Area.
Okay.
Okay, so karon wag yun na siya kayoy molambo kay ang mga kasagaran diha mga container yards in support of the port. So container yards dili kaniyo sa land use pa not the highest and best use. Okay, for that area. So we want it to improve ba.
Lain ba yato, in relation to that, Architect Yumi, nabayay international port nga pagatukuro na unya sa may Tayud.
Yes.
Liloan. Yeah. Does that mean ang international port karon mabalhin na dito and then this will be a free area for development for the city?
Plano, Cerwin, ibalhin ang international cargo terminal kanang mga container terminal.
Yes.
Adto sa
Tayud.
Sa Tayud. Pero ang masud dito, di sa kay dagko, duha ra ka kanang Panamax, manang dagko nga container ships, pero ang draft ana ang gilawmon kinahanglan 12 to 15 meters. Ang ari sa atong port road 9 meters na nagdi kasud ang dagko nga cargo.
Kani Panamax mo ni mga klase sa mga barko nga muagi sa Panama Canal.
Oh,
Mo na gitawag og Panamax. The maximum that the Panama Canal can accommodate, no? That's about pila na? 73,000 deadweight tons or more.
Yeah, about 70 plus, yeah.
Pero sa Suez Canal dako man ni siya, no?
The
Suez Canal.
Pero kining sa ato, mabaw ra kayo 9 meters. In fact, diha tong taga ang American Chamber nagda sa mga investors from Washington State. Okay. They're very interested in setting up ports. So I told them about this nga mabaw na lagi kay diha kinahanglan ibalhin. So atong nakitaan ron kanimang sa Consolacion which about 12-meter draft, but there are other areas I have seen. In fact, I was called by the RDC Infrastructure Development Committee.
You have been very much involved for over the years.
Exactly. So there are possibilities like Naga Minglanilla area laom kay na. Ya duol pagyud sa mga industrial connections
from Apo to Taiheo.
Not only that, on the west coast kay naaman ng Balamban, Toledo,
the West Cebu Industrial Park.
Yes, nya na may Naga-Uling Road.
Yes.
Nya actually intersection na siya sa Central o Western Nautical Highway. So it's actually a very good location for a cargo port kay kanang Roro, Philippine Nautical Highway, Roro man na siya. Cargo gina siya. So the location is right in the intersection of.
So if you mentioned earlier about Minglanilla Naga, so haom kay ning reclamation project diha ron sa Minglanilla?
Yes. Pero ang ako lang worry ana kay ang coastal road na to dapat mo diretso sa Naga. So if there are developments there basig maunhan na sa tas private sector, masirado na sad.
Basig mulupad na lang ang kalsada or naabot sila. Dako na dako. Anyway, going back to the illustration, Sir Yumi. So, here, ato'y balik here. Okay, there.
Okay, so ang second economic driver is the Heritage District. Naanatay, I will explain it later on. Okay. I'll go to the third. Kining third economic driver is the SRP. Nindot kay na. City-owned, a lot of it still available, mga 60 to 80 hectares na city-owned. And then na mga joint ventures there. And then we are going to develop it into a new business district and housing district.
Okay.
So this is the plan for the SRP.
Morning, asa ning SMC side, kanang gitukod karon nga, yes, New Star, ang City de Mare, ang South Coast
Arena.
Kana South Coast something.
South Coast Urban Development. Housing na siya. Across the waterway.
Yes. Ugang pan-ayon niya nga ma-reclaim na po, no?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the yellow one?
Ang yellow, asa na?
Murag light.
Atong north?
Light green. Asa na?
A light green kana mo na across the SRP. That is the 8 depressed barangays. Pardo, Inayawan, no, Mambaling, Sawang Calero. Nganong depressed man na kay wa may connection to the SRP. SRP is like an enclave, no? Why connection sa land side? We should connect it to the existing urban fabric. Kay kanang mga roads ba? These are the connections not only for access but also for utilities. Kanang drainage, kaning mga telcos, underground na nato. Ano importante aning mga connection. So we have plans for 8 bridges to connect from SRP to the land side. And that will all develop if we connect we have that circumferential road kanang Itom. To open up the south, we have to connect the north to the south. So kanang plano na to nga circumferential road from the north reclamation area to the SRP, moagi nas Banawa, Guadalupe area.
From the map, Agig Punta, Labangon, Banawa.
Existing roads na siya, Cerwin, kay ang kanisang DPWH, dugay na kay na ilang bypass road from Banawa to
Guadalupe
to
Lahog.
Yes. We're pushing now DPWH. If they can do this now, that will complete our circumferential road. Hopefully.
I remember also 2 years ago ba to architect nga ni kuan pud ang developer sa Monterrasa nga sila pud mo palapad a portion, di ba?
Yes, now, in fact, they're doing it. They're constructing it libre sa syudad. From Virama until the entrance of Monterrasas.
Okay.
Ilan ang gisemento ron?
Okay.
6 meter wide una, but eventually, kung ma-widen na nato, ni atras naman ng mga coral diha, mga 10 to 15 meters wide.
I remember the plan that you presented, it would be for a 6-lane
Actually,
highway.
four lanes.
4 lane.
With sidewalks.
4-lane highway. Okay.
Sidewalks and planting street.
Mm-mm.
So, if we can do that, in the future, hinay-hinay ni sa Monterrasas, ang 6 lane, ang 6 meter road, una ilang gisemento. Ongoing na ni, Cerwin.
Okay, let's move forward sa kaning Heritage District. Can we show the next slide, Kier? Okay, sige, kana sunod na. That's the one. Padagana lang ang kuan. So this is the brown area.
The brown area is the Heritage District. There's an ordinance already defining the Heritage District.
This is the one that Mayor, then Vice Mayor, Raymond Garcia, gi-author niya mismo, no?
Yes, exactly. Mao na. So, there's a Heritage District defined, and then Mayor Raymond also organized a council, no? A Heritage District Council, who will now do the details of this Heritage District, kanang implementing rules and regulations. So, we are presenting this. We call this the Heritage Loop. Kanang yellow portion is the Heritage Loop, where we aim to pedestrianize. Ato ning i-pedestrianize kining Heritage Loop. Bounded
Before we
by...
continue sa pedestrianize,
Yeah.
naku nakita ang tram line.
Tram line, kining tram line, proposal ay nato nga, actually future mass transit nga, intra-city. Intra meaning just inside Cebu City, connecting North Reclamation to the SRP. It's a tram good kanang pedestrian mode of mass transit ni. But we can plan it already, especially the route, asa ni moagi for the future, because, you know, di gyud ta maawi, maapsan niya tas private sector, babaga na sa di. We have to prepare for the route as of this time. So, this is a very good pedestrian type of mass transit.
Kaning tram, this is smaller than a train, bigger than a bus.
Yes.
No? Concept niya, no?
Dako sa siya capacity, but in the future, magkanam kadaghan ang population. We need mass transit modes like this.
Okay, let's focus on the Heritage Loop, kanang yellow area.
Okay, kanang yellow area. Mao na siya bounded by Colon Street, kanang Puwa is the historic Colon Street. From the north, which is the Parian, and then to the south, which is the Guadalupe River. Again, and then next to that, from the south of Colon, padong Carbon, murag linear park na under the proposed CCLX Bridge. Ato na nang i-discuss ron ang CCLX Bridge. Sige, nag-meeting ang CCLX nato. And then we have conducted the parcellary. They are willing to spend for the private lots na maigo, mga balay, and then the city is looking for relocation, very important. Kaya di man proceed with the project if there are no relocation sites. That's why housing is now very important.
Pero di ni pwede sa katong na allocated ng transitional housing para man sa mga
appeal na sila.
Appeal na.
Oh,
okay.
Actually allocated na kaning transitional housing.
Anyway, along the Guadalupe River, so covered gyapon sa gubat sa ba program.
Yes, that's why this one, and then the Parian Creek is also, and then Mamaling Buriba, daghan kay kailangan lang transitional housing. That's why we want to have it as a priority for the city to do the transitional
housing. Kumusta naman tuod ang transitional housing? You had very wonderful designs. Diha dapit sa may bagsakan kaniadto sa SRP.
Yeah.
And then the council early last year. Oh no, early this year. Already approved SB2, which included about 600 million for the transitional housing. How is it now?
Exactly. The location before was the SRP nga to Sluyo. Actually layo ra gud, pero now the council is doubtful about that location. Di sila gusto adto sa SRP. So we're looking for another location. The only available site nga city-owned karon is the Block 27 sa North Reclamation area nga tusluyo gyapon.
Yes.
So a part of that, for probably we can build their transitional housing, transitional raman.
Yes.
Kay Block 27 is also very valuable piece of land.
It's a primary lot in SRP.
Ato nang himuong creative hub.
North Reclamation.
Yeah, so creative hub unta na. Pero karon kinahanglan naman ta transitional o sa kay anyway we can transfer them to a more permanent MRBs now, which is part of the balanced housing requirement of all the condominiums here, which can be located further on. Karon god kinahanglan duol sa employment opportunities nila, kay di man na silang balhin. Kung layo ra mo balik yapon na sila sa sapa. So we need them to be close. So this transitional housing in the Block 27 can be the solution. We are now looking at that. We are planning for a portion of Block 27 for the probably about 200 units first, no? And then maybe if we need more, then we can expand.
Unsa to ni sa balaod katong sa mga developers, they should have
balanced housing
for socialized economic housing, di ba?
Yes, for condominiums they are required 5% of their number of units for balanced housing.
And incidentally, nakakuyo gani ita the other year, Yumi, there are at least 8 developers who have already, in principle, pledged 1 MRB project each, nga good for about 200 units.
Exactly. Kana god, Cerwin, problema god ana, wayuta ang city for these MRBs, because the requirement para maka-avail sila sa funding sa DSUD nga 4PH program sa presidente, kinahanglan ang city na ay lote para adto ang mga developers mo construct og MRB.
Mo kitay mo ran equity.
Yes. Wa man ta ana. Naa talayo to asa di man na mahimong lagyo kay mumalik ra lagi na sila nga ri. So we have to locate it here. So now we are looking at other modes of housing.
Okay.
Na ay developer mo own sila ilang development tanan, ato ang beneficiaries, ila ang yuta, ila ang construction building. Ang hangyo lang nila, ato ang beneficiaries. This is now happening. There are developers who can do that. Pero lagyo lagi. So karon nangita tagduol na ay mga private owners nga wagay mabuhat silang yuti kay kuan daghag informal settlers. So ato nang muwa ba kanang PPP, tripartite, city, developer o private owners. Kaning private owners, kung atong man-negotiate,
private property owners.
Yes, private property owners. Ang developer may mo construct, ato ang beneficiaries niyang owner maka-share sa profit sa developer. Sa balance housing requirement. Karon god naatay ordinance nga tanan developers ang balance housing requirement should be in Cebu City. Pero di man na mahimo kay wa lagi tayo ta.
Ang ilang balance housing tuwa mas Northern Mindanao.
Layo ra kayo niya karon ang ilang baton mubayad na lang sila sa DSUD og escrow tawag ana. Another option is escrow.
Okay.
Kana mubayad sila dito, ingon ang DSUD daghan na mo kwarta nga more than 1 billion.
Ang importante ang
kapuyan. Dawat. Wa gyud tay housing, mao nay problema nato. Very crucial ang housing. In fact, ato ning gihimong strategic direction sa city is number 1 housing, number 2 flooding. Amo na ning gikuan sa budget forum.
Okay.
Number 3 health. Na ay pedestrianization. Upat na lima ni kabuok na atong strategic direction.
Anyway, let's focus on pedestrianization.
Okay, layo na
itong nabdan. Kier, could you please show the fourth ikaupat nga slide para makita nato ang Heritage District. Kier? Noel? Okay. Anyway, Heritage. Unsa gani ning Heritage? Ngano gitawag man na og Heritage District?
Heritage, actually, this is the original location.
Ang next slide palihog.
Urban area sa Cebu.
Okay.
Is where, naamanggod ni siya ang history ba, pag-abot sa Spanish, there were already settlements here.
Mga Chinese were trading and
Filipinos
also
and Chinese. Ang Filipinos
and other Southeast Malaysia, Asians.
exactly, nag-trading na ta pag-abot sa Magellan diri. Niya, ang Pilipino, na is Filipino settlement, si Raja Humabon, siguro na siya sa Nicolas, declaim na sila nga, natukuno na una, si Humabon, so sa Nicolas area. Ang Spanish, dito sa, across the Guadalupe River, lapad mo na sa una.
Okay.
So, para mas-safe sila, sila across. Nang Fort San Pedro, nagbuhat sila fort. Niya, ang Chinese, in between, nagnegosyo. So naay
wala ni ris parian.
naay Pilipino, naay Spanish settlement, naay Chinese. Ang Amerikano pag-abot dito sa silas Capitol mo na kanang grid type ang daan dito. Capitol ug ang port sa Cebu American time na.
Ang atong City Hall ug ang Rizal Library.
Kita nimo murag 4 quarters ni ang City of Cebu. Very historic. Pero kung imo nang subayo naging istorya kanang Colon Street, importante kay na kay diha man ang naggubat tong Spanish o Filipinos diha sa 3 de Abril. Nakadaog ganing Filipino rebels
sila ni Leon Kilat.
So nagay istorya ang city. That's why this is the very historic heritage district of Cebu.
Okay, can we show the slide again, please? So we can see here from the slide kanang naka blue dots, no? Mo ni ang heritage loop covered by Colon Street, M3 Birones, P. Burgos on the right, and on the west side ang Guadalupe River. Okay, next pinduta lang darang Colon, no?
Kanang Colon, Parian on the right, then sa left ang south of Colon is the Guadalupe River. Anha diha mo landing ang Sisilex ramp, si Padilla man na.
Yes.
Going towards Virama and SRP along
si Ari man ni moagi ibabaw sa Guadalupe River, no?
Yes, on one side.
Landing ni diri dapit sa may Pahina sa Nicolas may tawag.
Yes, Pahina sa Nicolas.
Niya sumpay Birama
along 3 de Abril. Ang DPWH mo trabaho na.
That portion.
That portion.
Okay. So atong makita diri you have the City Hall Square, apil ang Basilica Minore del Santo Niño, no?
Yes.
And then Plaza Independencia. And the one linking between unsa man ni siya mo ni ang
mo na siyang Calle Magallanes. Na may plano pag-implement na lang, this is actually a pedestrian street, wa na cars diha pasud, linking Magellan's Cross and Plaza Independencia. Imagine if you can connect it with a pedestrianized street, no? Manglakaw lang ta. In fact,
may cafe skilid.
Daghan na kayo diha. McDonald's, ay mga nagani hotel diha, ay mga
I saw your design. Sayang lang wala to ma-prepare daan. Nagitay kay kuan na to animated video.
Yes.
Ang design niya kuan kanang very wonderful, no? Pavered.
Paver na i-design nga waves. Cebu man.
Naman gani bangka sa kilid.
Well, actually, kuan lang to concept. But artwork, Filipino artists can participate.
Okay. At least baka contribute, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Cebuano artist.
Balik tayo sa slide. All right. Another place. Okay, unsa man ni kaning nice star?
Kana
conceptual concert hall.
Kung tan-aw na nimong it's a corner, it's like a shoulder jutting out, no? Towards Mactan Channel. Kung tan-aw na nimo from before the Sisilex Bridge, it's right in the center of the bridge. So tanaw na mo, very valuable site for an iconic structure.
Something like the Opera House of Sydney.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So kana
imagine na yung
kita na mo sentro gid approach sa mga ships from the different islands. Kita sila ng structure nga it will also define Cebu. Sa maning dapita. Kaila kag dapit na ni sa Plaza Independencia.
Plus ang design pa niya iconic pa yun, no?
Yes. So something like that.
Global kuan symbol, exactly. Just like the Opera House in Sydney, Australia.
In
Kinsa
Hamburg.
kay una maka-concert ba si Barry Manilow?
Concert, Philharmonic, or whatever.
Okay, padayon na to ang slide, please. Okay,